person I could count on to be at the 7:30 Tuesday morning yoga class, because that's when I used to teach yoga when we were over there at Vessel. It would be 7:30 in the morning, and then at 10 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and every Tuesday she was there. But as you know, and you heard this morning, or Lydia's hearing now, or and that her husband passed away last night. And so those of us, especially that have been in our relationships for a long time, or maybe have lost someone in our lives, let's just take her and where she's at right now in her life and this transition into our hearts, and maybe bringing in some of the other people that you may know of, or yourselves as well, that have had any kind of loss or release that they've needed to make, in this year, in this time period, and just settle in with that a bit, and know that these practices that we do, meditation, yoga, walking, get out in nature, being with the people we're able to be with right now, are ways that we can hold ourselves in a good way, hold ourselves compassionately, work on our own healing, and sending out those healing vibrations and energy to others as well. So vital, so important to stay connected in this community. I know for Jean, the meditation community has been a real saving grace for her during this time. And when she would come into yoga as well, she'd often share some of her frustrations with me at that time. And so anyways, I just wanted to take a moment to realize that. And again, her and any other intentions you'd like to bring into your practice today. So we'll go ahead and begin. Got a chair, and if you have some blocks, and I'll go ahead and mute you guys, even though that's a thing I don't like doing, is muting people, but I guess I need to do that. So, and I've got you all listed down. There goes my clock. Down. Close that. Okay. Little by little, I'll take my clothes off, but I was a little cold in here this morning. I've got my heater going. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just begin with legs fairly wide apart and my hips up against the base of my chair. I'm going to hold on to the front of my chair just to help support my straight spine. And if my feet are dangling, I'm going to take the balls of my feet to the ground and let my heels rest on the chair legs. My arms are long and extended, and in this, I'm just going to let my spine kind of go back and begin a gentle opening of the shoulders as the shoulders are taking the weight of my upper body, just leaning back with gravity. And a fine breath in and out. This clearing of our breath, this deep breath, really help to keep that throat chakra active and open. Because in any times of sadness or sorrow or grief, suffering, our throat chakra tends to shut down. It shuts down to maybe hold back tears, maybe to hold back anger, fear, frustrations. Because as you know, Adrian, the psychologist, and others that are familiar with Kubler-Ross's 5 stages of grief, I believe. Even as a health educator, we used to speak about that with our students. So you can understand that loss and grief is more than just sadness. Anyways, that throat chakra then sometimes gets blocked. So let's begin to open it a bit here. I'm gonna still hold on to the chair. I'm gonna pull my heart forward. Let my shoulders squeeze and let my chin lift. Bring myself into a nice open front here, open-heartedness, open-throatedness, lifting and looking. Big inhale here. And exhale. I'm gonna go ahead and let my arms lengthen again. And now I'm gonna squeeze into that throat chakra. I'm gonna squeeze there and say it's okay to release. It's okay to let go. It's okay to activate yourself so your heart and your head can be as one. Communicate our feelings, communicate our needs, and then bring yourself forward again. Heart is the leader here. I want to feel the heart pull forward as I feel the shoulders now squeeze and that lumbar spine come into that concave nature. And I look up, shoulders pull down and back. Really let the heart go here. Really let that throat open. And bringing ourselves back. Straight spine, then curl and tuck and round. And today it's kind of a gray day too. And in these gray days, sometimes we find it's sometimes a little more difficult to smile. Some of us love gray days. I know for me, it's a nice kind of release. Let's do that one more time. Bring yourself up from the sunny days. See the sun fighting its way through the clouds still. Really open here. Let the heart come forward a little bit more. Can you magnetically bring it towards me, mind towards you? And let's come back and release. Chin down. And then bringing myself back up, finding a straight spine. Find myself a little bit more forward in the chair so that my feet can come in contact with the ground. Take my big boots off here. And taking my hands onto my knees, I'm just going to slide my right hand up towards my right hip. Take a look behind, slide it back down. And reverse, left hand slides up, look behind me. And come back. This is my exhale, pull back, turn around. This is my inhale, straight spine. Pull back. Bring it forward, inhale. Keep going. Maybe making those exhales out of an open mouth. Cleansing breaths. Making sound when we need to. Knowing that if that sound has anything to do with tears, crying, that is also good. Never any reason to apologize for letting ourselves cleanse with tears, cleanse with our voice and crying. Nor to cleanse with our voice and laughing. Finding great gratitude in both. One more time each side. Bringing myself back, straight spine. Seated right on the edge of the chair there. I'm going to take and make some circles with my hips. with my waist, really. My hips are kind of staying planted, but the top part of my hips are going to feel that. We'll work into the other parts of our hips too. Maybe making the circles just a little bit bigger. And as you come forward, you pull in your belly. As you come back, you engage your core. And let's reverse. Again, maybe opening the mouth. And that exhale. One more round. And coming up nice and straight and tall here. Let's go ahead, let our arms come down. Let our heart come forward and our shoulders pull down away from our ears. Okay, sitting right on our sits bones. And I'm going to lift my left shoulder up to my left earlobe. At the same time, I'm going to drift my body over to the right. So really look hunched on one side, really pulling up there as I release into the right side of my body. Now, stay low, but let your shoulder pull down and away now. And after you've let it come down and away, let it lift up. Inhale. Feel yourself here, widening your expanse of your wings. Let's reverse out of that. Our left arm comes down. We bring in that shoulder back to our earlobe. Bring yourself up. Release, shoulder down. Feel the difference in the two sides of your neck and shoulder right now. Whole side body. Squeeze up right elbow and right shoulder and ear coming in contact, letting that left one fall down and bringing myself over. Just feeling really kind of like the Hunchback of Notre Dame here a bit. Really just pull up on that shoulder, squeezing in. Let your body come over to the left. Still stay planted on your sits bones equally if possible. I just had to push myself back down onto my right sits bone a little bit more. And then release the shoulder down and away from your ear. And then let your arm rise up. Inhale. Maybe take it over. Staying here, lengthening one side of the body. Always use, if you need and want it, a grip on that front leg of your chair. This becomes a lot here. And then I move out of it, taking my right arm down slowly. Pull in again, shoulder coming up towards that earlobe. Pull in at my belly. Bring myself up, slowly coming up. Release that shoulder down. Yeah. And let's take circles. Forward and up, inhale. Squeeze back and down, exhale. Nice, and let's go back. Exchange that direction, squeeze it up, inhale. Exhale, forward and down. And releasing, shoulders come down. And take my neck, my chin, let it come down. Let it slide over to my right shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale back into center. Let it glide and slide. Left ear towards left shoulder. Oh, I can feel that's right there in my outer right neck area, and come back to center. And let's do that one more time. Each side, just take it slow. Feel where your sensation takes you here. Back into center. And bring yourself up. Arms lift, inhale. Exhale, hands pass through, heart center down towards your belly area. And then inhale, lift up. Look up. Open up in an expansive way on an exhale. Chin comes to chest, hands come to the side. Let's do that sun salutation slowly on our own breath here. Just reminding you when we're coming downward, we're exhaling. Take that as a cleansing through your mouth or nose. And bringing yourself up is an inhale. Taking ourselves and opening ourselves is that exhale. Keep on going, your pace, your breath. Just get lost in this a bit. And I really encourage you, if you're not yet, to take some of those breaths out of your mouth. Calming and cleansing. One more round, please. Arms come down to the side, and we're going to go ahead and take our hands onto our knees and slide my left hand down towards my left ankle. But if preference has it, you can take a block and slide it onto the block. I like that. Gives me good support. Or grab onto a part of your leg. Okay, I want you supported here. So you're either here or you're holding on. Okay, so that we've got support for our core here. I'm going to press down solidly there. I'm going to let my right arm come up. And I'm going to take it in circles. Exhale it down. Bring it up. And take it forward. We'll do 4 times in one direction, 4 times in the other. So getting some side extensions here. Getting some weight bearing into that left arm. It's attached to the block of my leg. One more here. And taking arm up. Taking it over. And then bend the elbow and just let that hand become arm, the forearm become part of your head here. You're going to feel a little bit more oomph by doing that actually. And just breathe into that side. And then extending arm, hand back out and up. And slowly rising up, following your leg. If you'd like, back up. Take it slow. Take your arm back down onto your thigh. Both hands on your thighs. Other block gets in its place if you're using a block at any height, okay? I'm just using the high height today. It feels good to just go that far from me. And I'm going to slide my right hand down. Again, stopping anywhere that's good for you. You may only go past your knee, and that's all right. Find some place to stabilize yourself. And then lift that left arm straight up. so that we get that nice wingspan there. And in that wingspan, we get heart opening. Feeling that in my waist as well. And then letting my arm come all the way over, more into a side angle here. Bicep and ear get close together. And if you like, letting your hand dangle, your arm dangle. Top of your head. Feel that in the tricep area, in your armpit area. The more you push down through your sits bones, feet, and your hand, if it's on the block, the more you'll feel it. Arm extends back outward and then upward. And then bringing myself up very slowly and mindfully with good core strength here. Finding myself sitting up straight and tall. And then bending over, holding on to the blocks in a hold like this, okay? I'm gonna bend over, so I'm using some core strength here. I'm gonna take the blocks out. If you don't have blocks, you don't have to have them. Just take yourself forward into a semi-incline, okay? We're gonna incline, but not totally halfway down. We're about a quarter of the way down, okay? So push out. If you got your hands with the blocks, you're gonna squeeze into the blocks just to add a little bit for your arm strength here. And then we're going to lift our body up, bring the blocks up, inhale, look. Exhale, blocks come to the side, body comes back into that incline. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Forward fold, quarter of the way. Keep bringing energy into your arms with your squeeze on the block. Don't have the blocks, then maybe you want to make fists and just push out through your fingers, okay? As I come forward, I really feel my feet grounding into the floor space that you have there. Inhale here. Let's take it. Exhale. Through our mouth. Inhale up. Exhale. Keeping back straight, neck in alignment. 2 more times here. Inhale. Nice and length on the side body. Exhale. Keeping that quarter incline. Left arm comes down right into the center. Hand comes on top of the block. Whatever height feels good. The other arm comes up at an angle. Look up only if that feels right for you. Coming into this incline twist here. Pull in at your navel point. Take both arms out again. Push away. Take the right block down. Find your height. Press down into feet, into hands. Let your left arm come up at an angle upward. And maybe looking, having that twist, opening up our knees. And bringing myself back, both arms out, rise up, bring my hands forward, and come on and let the blocks come down. Rise up, inhale, and exhale, hands come down. Good. Let's go ahead and work on our hips a bit here. So I'm going to lean a little bit over, kind of at the corner of my chair, and one leg is forward, the other one is behind. I'm going to hold on to the chair. Okay, so I've got the back hand towards the back of the seat, the other one on the seat. I'm going to lift my left foot off the ground, or the foot that's closest to me and to you. That's my left one, might be your right one. And I'm just going to take and make some circles with my hip. Toes are flexed, foot is flexed. I'm going to feel that maybe right in here. And let's reverse that. Good. Place that foot down. And let's take that foot back up again and cross it over to the other knee or leg area. If you don't quite make it there, then take your foot on down somewhere on the front side of your shin, your right shin, or onto a block. Okay, we want an externally rotated hip. All right, wherever you're at. I'm going to work a little bit on pigeon pose here, and so I'm flexing into my foot. I've got my arms long like I had earlier. My weight is back. Okay, so don't let go of your hands or may fall off the chair because the seat's not quite, the back of the seat's not there for you. It's over to the right. So if you fall, fall to the right or fall to that side. But let's not fall. Okay, then let's like rowing. Okay, we're going to pull in our elbows, bring our chest forward, and then let our chin come down. And then bring yourself back. We're going to do this a few times with this flowing motion. It is called flowing pigeon here. The proud pigeon's chest comes up and then we sink on down. Let's do two more. Hopefully feeling that a little bit in your hip. And then your spine releasing. And your heart lifting. Good. All right. Then let's just go ahead and let that leg slide on over so that you are seated out the side of your chair there with your legs crossed. And I've got my left over my right. So just remember that when we go to the other side. And I'm sit up straight and tall. I'm going to go ahead and take some circles with my ankle, moving around there. Maybe hearing some cracks and snaps. And see, that is the same with like we go around the opposite way, with our voice, right? And our ankles and our joints, and we need to keep them making noise so that they release whatever that stagnation is. Same thing that might be happening right here. And then we're going to come to stillness there. And I've got my legs crossed, and I'm going to come into a side Garasana. My arms come up. And I'm going to float them down, and I'm going to take my left under my right. And I'm going to come into a twist or a double twist here, sometimes called a bind. And I'm going to take really little circles right now with my elbow points. I'm reversing those little circles. And then raising my arms up, inhale. Exhale, bend forward, pull in your belly, and your elbows come towards your knee. Let your head sink and squeeze into your throat chakra there. And then lift up, inhale. And exhale, take it forward. Go ahead and curl and tuck and round into yourself there. 2 more times. My breath is guiding my movements. Inhalation for lengthening. Exhalation for depth. And I'm going to release my arms and let them fly out Meet my wrists at the top. Exhale, take my hands down. One more time. Fly up. Meet my wrists. And float on down. All right, so we're going to go to the opposite side now. So take yourself around on the chair. Opposite side. I'm going to turn my heater off. Take as much clothes off as I can. And so I'm going to be here and at that angle so that I have plenty of room to get this hip moving around, okay? So I'm right here, and I'm going to take a hold of the back of the chair, seat, or the back of the chair and the front here, so that I can have something to support me as I go ahead and pick up my leg and I take those hip circles, okay? Only go to what feels right for you. You may want to have a pointed foot or a flexed foot, but something that's helping you feel like you're getting into that hip joint and then reversing that. Try to bring the knee in and out as much as you can. One more time. And then placing that foot down. Before I go further, just hold on to the chair. Let your chest come out and look up here. Just open up again through that heart, through your throat. Releasing any tightness, tension, captivity. And then coming back into seated straight, we're going to go ahead and take our right leg over, well, the front leg, whatever that is for you, over the left at the ankle and knee, joining one another. So I'm sitting up like this again. If that's not available to you, slide on down, take it to a block. Just try to keep the hip open, okay? If you're up here and you're holding on, hold on to your shin, sit up straight and tall as we go through a set of flowing proud pigeons here. So my arms are straight to begin with. I lean back, okay? Lean your weight back. And then I'm going to come forward, exhale, taking my forehead towards my shin, squeeze into my thyroid. Then let myself come back, straight arms, look up, inhale. As I'm bringing myself forward, I begin that exhale. And keep going. One more time here. Keep rising up with your breath. And then just coming back and sitting up straight and tall so you can get a little more sensation here into your hip by the more you lengthen up in your spine and push down into your sits bone, maybe giving a little gentle opening here by a little motivation with my weighted hand into where my knee crease is. I'm going to go ahead then and release over right leg, over left here. Sitting up straight and tall. Always having some idea, right, sensation here in the core that I'm keeping myself lifted up. Right, I'm going to go ahead and take those circles with my ankle. It's nice and free there. And again, crossing the legs doesn't work for you, then just slide your leg down your shin, and let's reverse that. Okay, going in the opposite way. And then coming to stillness, sitting up straight and tall and proud, and releasing arms. Let's fly up. Inhale. And exhale, my right comes under my left. And I come into crisscross. Really lift high, inhale. And take some big circles here, going around. Using breath. 4 in one direction, 4 in the other. Reverse again. Hear your breath. Feel your breath. Let your breath be your guide here. Arms up high. And let's bend forward. Elbows to knee. Head drops. Inhale, lift. 3 more times. Exhale. Bowing eagle. And coming on down. Bring yourself up. Exhale, arms release. Let yourself fly up. Wrists meet. Exhale, float them down gracefully, gently. Chin comes to chest. 1 more time. Wrists rise up. And exhale. Hands down, chin down. Good. And then let's go ahead and release that top leg and bring ourselves back into our front stance here. And we're still going to have our knees a bit open, our feet nicely planted, and we're going to work on some strengthening of our legs and our arms, okay? So I'm going to take my arms out, my palms are inward, up against the outside of my knee area there. I'm going to pull in strongly with my hands as I push out with my knees, okay? You can begin anytime you want. I would make sure you have a good, strong spine. I would open fingers really wide because you're using a lot of strength in your arms right now. Press into feet, into ground as well. Feel that energy coming up, kind of sneaks up your legs. And then it comes into your glutes and all the way up into your abdominal area. Keep pressing inward and pushing outward with your knees. And breathing, maybe closing eyes and just getting that sensation of one area of your body trying to extend itself, one trying to bring itself in. The rest of you taking lots of strength in this. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Take a couple breaths. Maybe just me, myself, and I, but my pulse goes up when I do that because that is real kind of intense strengthening for me. I'm going to do the opposite now. My palms are going to be outward. I'm going to push out, okay? And I'm going to bring my knees in, but they're not going to move because my hands are there, okay? So find yourself nice in your extension, feet flat. I'm going to go ahead and begin anytime you want and just kind of go through the things I just spoke to you about and see if you're able to connect with your body in that way. And those sensations that I described. But whatever you're doing, make sure you're staying connected with your breath. Motivating yourself with your own biofeedback. If you feel you can push more, then do. Pull in more, then do. Press down through your feet, then do. Strengthening legs and arms. Big inhale. Exhale. Whew, and releasing. And let's just take and wind those shoulders back one at a time. Feeling real slinky here. Feeling real sexy. You can say that, right? And reverse. You and I, we can say that between us, but I've got a couple weirdos that have come into my Evolve Strong Facebook live classes, and they say some inappropriate things. And so I'm glad that I don't have to worry about that here. And let's go ahead and just come into stillness here, taking a couple breaths. And we're going to work in and out of goddess pose. And again, those of you that would like to take goddess out of your seat, you're welcome to do that. Those of you who want to stay in your seat, stay in your seat, press through your feet, okay? If you stay in your seat, press through your feet, and then you're going to feel it more, okay? Those that want to take a stand can take a stand. Just make sure when you come back into the chair, it's there for you, okay? Inhale, lengthen up, push through your feet. I'm going to do a few just seated here. Exhale, just checking in to see if my elbows are at about the height of my shoulders. Fingers are extended out, nice and big. And inhale, lifting. Lengthening the side body. Exhale, take it down. Spread out your shoulders, squeezing them back and spreading them out through the front of your chest here. And inhale, lift. Push down with your feet. Exhale. I'm going to do the next. We're getting in and out of my chair. And the next four, I'd like you to take the fingers downward. Okay, so we're going to change the reaction of what goes on with our arm muscles. Okay, so as we inhale, seated or standing, arms stretch up, we lengthen through our body. And then when we exhale, the arms come down and then flip, fingers downward, still trying to keep those elbows at the height of our shoulders. And then sending our arms up. And if we're standing, we lengthen the legs. Exhale, taking it down, pushing to our feet, no matter if we're standing or seated. Use breath. 2 more times. Maybe breathing out of your mouth. In through your nose. And find yourself back into your chair. If you left that place, make sure it's there. And just find yourself nicely warmed up from the lower body and the upper body here. And let's walk our feet in now. We've had our legs open and our hips open a great deal here. Let's find ourselves with feet about parallel distance here, hips distance parallel to one another. And finding our knees forward. Okay, so we're in a nice alignment there. And we're going to go ahead and lift our arms up. Inhale. And I'm going to exhale, take my left arm forward and my right arm back, okay? And look down at my knees and see that I haven't come out of that alignment. So trying to maintain that as I come into this twist. And I'm not looking back right now, I'm looking forward. And then I'm kind of peeking down at my knees and resettling those. And then inhale, lifting. Exhale, my right hand is being pulled by someone forward, my left being pulled by someone behind me. Looking at my knees, trying to maintain my hips, knees forward, even though I'm coming into this twist. And then lifting arms up, inhale. And exhale, go ahead and take it back again. This time, take your gaze, if you like, with your neck energy, looking back towards that back hand. Inhale, we lift up. And exhale, right arm forward, left back. Make sure you get into a good position there. And then go ahead and let your gaze come back towards your fingers behind you. And slowly bring yourself up. Inhale here. And exhale, rocking chair. Come forward, holding on your belly. Bring yourself quarter, halfway, or farther down. And bring yourself up. Inhale. Let your heart expand. And exhale. Forward fold. Arms lift up. Keep rocking here. Remember in our song tomorrow, 6 rocking chairs. 6 chairs are rocking, I believe. Now you guys have the words, so you could practice that. Only taking your head as low as you would like it to go, maybe not lower than your heart. 2 more times, please. All the way up. Heart opens, then back straight, hands come down. To move right here to heart center. Now we're going to go ahead and take our forearms together. Our hands stay glued together here. We're going to lift our elbows up so that they're right at about heart area here. I'm going to press solidly, hands into hand, forearms into forearms, raising the elbows up a little bit more. Pressing a little bit more. Here's some more isometric for us here. Push, push, and push. And exhale. Ooh, take ourselves down. Shake out our arms. Shake and roll shoulders, maybe. And then let's do some lengthening of our legs. If you have a block, you can use that, or you just take your foot out like this, okay? If you have blocks, you can take your feet onto the blocks like that, okay? So whatever it is, your heels are grounded or they're on the blocks, and we're finding that distance in the chair that works best for you. Having them on the blocks is a little bit of a balancing act because you got to make sure you've got them at the right distance. Yeah, see, that one feels good. So just kind of find that extension. And if not, again, you've got the heels just on the ground. So I'm sitting up straight and tall here. I'm going to slide down, keeping my belly pulled in and my head up, okay? So I'm not going to slide down any more than my back is ready to go, right? And again, we're just finding the lengthening in the back of our legs. If you have another chair, it's a good place for that. Don't come so far forward that you push the chair out from underneath you though. So when you get to that place where you feel like your spine has extended to where your forward fold is going to take you with those straight legs, then you can go ahead and release. Chin can come down towards chest, squeezing in at the thyroid and letting yourself just release here. Let go, except for your core. Pull it in. Feel that strengthening there in the core so that our lower spine stays nice and connected to the core. Solid grounding here. So lengthening through our leg. And then begin to walk yourself back up, little by little, letting your head rise up slowly. And then go ahead and take your feet down and come back into the very back of your chair. Now, what I'm going to offer now is you all can make decisions here on what's best for you in terms of this. If you have flexibility enough in your hip and your knee and your leg, you're going to take one foot up onto the chair so that we're in a half lotus position. If that is not what your body wants to do, then those stacked blocks can be nice for you to do something like that, okay? Or you can take that second chair, right? So we're in a half lotus position here, either any of those ways that you're going. I'm feeling that hip open there, the other knee is out, the other hip is out. I'm going to slide down the leg that's grounded. I'm going to let the other arm come up. Inhale. Stretching into that side body, taking a nice hip opening as well. Even if my foot is a little lower, then I'm still getting a good hip opening. And then I'm going to bend my elbow into cactus arm and pull back on that elbow and shoulder just a little bit as I come into that twist. Maybe a bit more, only to where it feels like that is really good for you. Then I extend my arm long and over. And breathe into that lengthening. And then my right arm comes up. Take it down. Place it on the inside of my right thigh. Pulling at my navel. My left hand slips and slides back up. My shoulders come forward. My ribs are forward. Everything is facing forward here. And then I'm going to switch out my legs. Let my right leg come down. Let the left one come into an opening of some sort. Find out where that is for you. And get adjusted. Sitting up straight and tall here. I'm going to slide my right hand down, my right leg. And get to the point where I feel like I'm coming into a twist and the left hand comes up. And it releases fingers towards the sky. Feel that twist wherever your left foot is, wherever the opening is in your hip joint, your knee. Breathing into that. And letting your arm come over. Taking it and lengthening it. And then the arm comes back up just a bit, pulling that shoulder back as well. And then the arm lifts up, belly pulls in, body slides up one side and down the other. Now we'll go into Sukhasana pose, easy pose. And if you have blocks, you can do it just like this. Okay, this is also like a butterfly. If you want to go ahead and cross them over, you can. You can take this just onto the ground like this. Okay, or if you want or can, you can come into both of your feet up on the chair. Readjust yourself there. So those are all the ways to just open up the hips here at the end. Send your spine back into the chair. Find yourself coming into cross-legged to the ground or any place that you're able to find yourself with open hips. Maybe you're in the butterfly position, Baddha Konasana there. Your back is being supported. And that feels good because we're being attentive to the placement of that spine on the chair. We didn't just slouch into it. We're aware of it. It's talking to us. We're listening. We're talking to it, and it's listening and responding in a way that's keeping us with really good posture here, really open hips. And I'm just going to lift my chin up a bit, take a gaze upward. Breathe in my intention, breathe in strength for myself and for others. And slowly taking my chin back into just parallel to the ground. A couple more, just normalizing breath here. And taking hands at heart center, knowing that through birth, through death, through the passage of life, these are those human components that make us each so willing and able to empathize with others in their life transitions. Let's continue to find that kind of support for ourselves and the community that we are in contact with. And so many of us have so many different communities, right? This Vessel Health community is one that I honor and that I cherish, and I've been a part of now for, I don't know, Lydia could probably tell me 4 years, maybe now, 5, close to 5 years. But it feels good. It feels good to be connected. It feels good to share in our joys and share in our losses. Because it's sharing, and sharing, as the Care Bears used to say, sharing is caring. And it's true. So from my heart to yours, I honor that place in you where the universe dwells, for it also dwells in me. I honor that place in you where there is love, light, peace, and joy, for it also is within me. And when we find each other placed in those same connections, we are one. We are